All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Catching Colorado. This video is going to be a little bit different than my normal videos. I just did not have time to do much self-filming when I was on my elk or deer hunt. I do have some film, so I'll present that to you guys. But I'm going to have to talk you through some of it, just exactly how things happened and went down. So without further ado, this is how my elk hunt went. So I arrived for my elk hunt 2 days prior. So this was Thursday, and I tried to drive up this mountain, but ended up it was too snow-packed. I was not able to get to the very top. I made it to the second switchback before the top, and my truck got stuck, had to turn around. I was by myself. I wasn't willing to risk it. 3 in the morning, snow blowing, the whole nine. So I went to a different location, and I spotted some elk up on the hill, and the snow was coming down hard, and I sat there for a couple hours and watched them. Here's some footage of that. Bull right there. Wow. So I had a bull tag, and you can see kind of in the middle left of this group, there's a bull. That's pretty decent size, nothing crazy. So I was kind of tracking this herd, trying to see where they were going. So that was my morning scout. I spent most of the morning just looking for animals, scouting this herd, trying to decide where they were going, all that good stuff. So I'll show you one more time. You can see that bull in the top left.
If you're enjoying the content you're seeing so far, please click the subscribe button down below so you get notified when I post. And if you like the video, it'll help others find it. Thanks. Let's get back into it.
So then the next day I went scouting pretty much all day, didn't see a thing. I early scouted a different spot, at afternoon scouted another spot, and I didn't see anything. This was now Friday. And my father-in-law came up and met me, and then we stayed the night and got up early Saturday to go hunt. And that's when all the craziness really started to happen. So my father-in-law and I got up real early, and we drove into the spot. It's about half an hour to get to the spot, and then it's about another half hour to get up to where we can see all of the elk if they're going to be there. And we have to do it in the dark. So we left the truck real early. I forget what time it was. It was about an hour before sunrise, and we started going up the hill. Took us a lot longer than we thought. It's a lot of vertical elevation gain, and we just were not moving as fast. First day of the season. And we get up just past tree line. We're kind of looking and seeing what's out there, and there is absolutely nothing. So we're like, all right, I guess we're just going to slowly hoof it to the very top, and we'll sit and wait. So as we're getting up to the top, we get kind of to this crest of a hill, and I think I see a bunch of bushes in the distance, and I put my binos up, and in like 600 yards, there's a whole herd of elk. So I'm like, oh man, it's going down. We got to hoof it. So I told my father-in-law, I said, we got to go now. This is our opportunity. And we booked it over to this next rock bluff. Got on the rock bluff, ranged out the elk. It was 381 yards. Kind of laid down, got on my gun, got real steady, picked out the bull, and got my beat on him, man. I was ready to go. Slow breathing, whole nine, pull the trigger, and obviously the whole herd reacts, and they start running down the hill. I thought I had maybe hit the animal, and it had gone down, and I just wasn't able to see it. And so we did track the animals as they made their way about, a mile or so from the original location, and then they went up and over the hill. Go to look at the spot, no blood, no signs of a hit, no nothing. So I was devastated, thinking that was my time to get this animal, and I just flat out missed. So the elk went down the hill and around the corner, and we wanted to make sure none were injured. So we followed that trail. There was no blood on the trail. There was snow on the ground, so we would have been able to see it. And then we sat in this grove of trees. I got a picture of that you can look at here. And we saw the elk that I had taken a shot at laying down in the sun, bedding, just seemed like normal. So we sat there for a couple hours, and we decided, you know what, we should probably head back. We had a long hike back to the truck. Maybe we'll see him tonight. So we hiked back to the truck. got some food, and then we drove around the other side of the mountain, and sure enough, we did see them on the hillside. And we watched them for 4 hours. Right before the sun went down, we kind of called it quits about when it got dark, and we pinpointed exactly where they would be in the morning, so we tried to go back there the next day. So you can see this bull elk just coming down this snow patch right here, and then starts going up the other side. We sat here for a while and we watched this elk. We wanted to see its movement. Here's another one of him coming up another ridge. Moving pretty good with a bunch of cows. Real nice bull elk. We're sitting probably 1,000 yards away. So I got dad duty now. So I got this little crazy chunky monkey. Yes, that's what happened. So then we have some footage of the next morning. We actually went back to that same spot, and the elk were all, and the elk were all on the top of the mountain. So we saw where they were headed, which was back to the same spot the first day, and we just booked butt over there and started climbing that same first hill we did from the first day. So we get over to the other side, we climb up the hill, we're looking for the elk, we don't see him, we go further and further and further till we're actually back to the spot we were the day before, watching those elk as they were bedded in the trees. And I turn around and I look behind myself, and all the elk are back on the hill we just came from. And it's super steep. It's over 1.5 miles long. So I just start hoofing it because I'm like, now or never. So I get over there, and the elk are kind of sitting on this open face. And for about 200 yards, I am creeping like low to the ground. And then the last like 50 yards, I was literally slinking my rifle in my backpack as slow as I could, just crawling to get to this log. I get there, and the bull is about 451, and I'd been ringing still at 600 yards. Here's a video of that. So I had all the confidence in the world in my gun. I just wanted to know where exactly I should maybe put the shot because the elk was facing away from me. And so I called my buddy up, like, hey, this is the situation. I want an ethical kill. Should I wait for him to get up? What would you do? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, based on what you're telling me, I think you could put the bullet here. You'd probably kill him. So I would feel comfortable taking the shot. I hang up the phone, and boom, gun up the hill goes off. A guy shot a cow and scared the whole herd into the trees. So this next photo is me just like trying to force a smile, but I'm absolutely miserable in this moment. Just defeated. Elk hunting is tough, and when you're that close, and then now you got to wait hours on end to see where they come out again, and maybe you won't see them again, it's frustrating. So after that, I was just ready to call it quits. I walked all the way back to the truck, longest hike of my life, and by the time I got back to the truck, I was just beat. It was Halloween. I hunted second season, and I was just ready to be home. So I went home, saw my son. He was teething, helped my wife out a little bit around the house, and just kind of prepared myself for going back for a 4-day weekend, Thursday through Sunday of the next week. So Thursday comes around. I'm hunting by myself. I left my house real early because I wasn't staying up in the area anymore. And then once you're there, it's another half an hour drive up this really bumpy road, and then you got another 30, 45 minute walk in. So I started really early. My father-in-law was with me the first couple days, and then for this hunt, I was by myself. So I just grinded it out, got up that hill, and I don't know, something just felt right about the day. And I got to the top of the hill, or almost to the top, and I was like, man, please let there just be elk right over the top of this hill. So I said a quick prayer, and wouldn't you know, as soon as I peeked over the hill, that herd was right there in the same spot that I had taken my shot the first day. And so I was like, I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to get as close as I can. And just so happened, the elk started to walk kind of uphill and away from me instead of like they normally had done, walking, downhill and to me, thinking that they would go down into the trees for cover or something. And I got up on my bipod. I locked on the first bull that crested himself over the hill and pulled the trigger. Well, boys and girls, been a long time coming for Chris on this elk. My first elk, high elevation Colorado, bull elk. Nice little 4-pointer here. This thing is massive in the body. This is gonna feed my family for a long time. Now's the hard part, now's packing it out. Wanted to show you guys a Colorado elk hunt. It has been one hell of a week. But we are able to finally get it done. It's the Thursday before the end of season, so there's 3 more days beyond this. But I am just so grateful to have killed my first bull elk in Colorado. So take a good gander at him. I'm absolutely thrilled. So that's about it. That wraps up the Colorado 2021 elk hunt. That is my first official elk down in Colorado. Could not be happier. I've been grinding that out for a long time. So super stoked to have an elk down. And thanks for following along. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. Sorry there wasn't a ton of footage, but at least I think I got my point across and was able to show you guys some cool stuff. If you liked what you saw, leave a comment down below, like the video. Really appreciate it. And we'll be doing a lot here on Catching Colorado this winter. Ice fishing tournaments, duck hunting, anything you can really think of we'll be doing this year on the channel. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time on another Catching Colorado.
Thanks for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in more relatable content, you can check out these videos right here. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you can stay updated on our next adventures.